You are now listening to the Vitalize podcast. Hey yo, what up, family? Welcome back to the Vitalize podcast. You're here with your friendly neighborhood host, Mr. Marcus Black, and I'm so excited to see you today. And oh boy, do I got a surprise for you. And when I say a surprise, you are in. You know, church people say they got all these churchisms. You in for a treat today, right? You in for a treat today. Listen, those of you listening online, wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the Vitalize podcast. I'm just so grateful, thankful, blessed to have you here. And without further ado, I really want to get into what we're talking about today. So do all the things. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching this, shout out to you. Those of you watching, you didn't know we are on YouTube at the moment. And those of you that's listening, yo, tap in, strap in, and get ready because we go in there today. So I have the privilege of introducing you. Some of you already know, but introducing to one of the most impactful people in my own life, literally a brother, a friend, a mentor, and that's some stuff I'll get into in a minute. But before I get to that, this guy really, there's no word to quantify who or what he is because he's a slash human. And those of you who are slash humans know what I'm talking about. Like, not only is he a husband and a father, he'll tell you those are his proudest accomplishments, but he's also a 20-year military vet. Shout out to that. Salute. Thank you for your service. As well as a community servant, man. A leader among leaders, doing so many things, literally acknowledged by the actual state that we live in. And, of course, you know, Oklahoma State. Shout out to all the Polk fans that'll see this as well. And representing Oklahoma State, a huge fan, but also a pillar in that community, being able to be the game day host football. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on, but I get to introduce you to my brother, my friend, the master mentor himself, Mr. Les Thomas Sr. What up, family?
Hello, how's everyone doing? I had to get you, because you know I got the energy too.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Anyway, man, I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me, my brother.
Yes, sir. So many of you know some of the things that I do. You know that I actually am a mentor in the city, inner city youth working, and actually how I got into that was this human, because that's been something he's been doing for years upon years, and he is always talking about the importance of paying it forward and pouring into the next generation. Matter of fact, he got a book about the levels of influence. There are 3 of those. And so, man, talk about it, bro. Talk about the book before we get into the conversation.
Yo, first of all, I've already had 2 things I want to speak on. When you said I'm retired, I start thinking how we salute with one hand. I think when you retire, you should get like 2 hands, bro. Salute everybody that's retired out there. The second thing is you call me a human. I thought I was a robot. I mean, I thought I was I thought I was a robot. But to get on this 3 levels of influence, man, it's a book. I'm a product of being mentored. I had some great mentors in my life. I had a wonderful mother, but she could only do so much, and it needed some people to fill the gaps because I was a lot to handle. You feel me?
That's an understatement.
My mom prayed every night, and I don't know if because she loved God. She might have prayed every night just because I was a lot to handle. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, I had mentors that really impacted my life. They took this, this skinny, big-eared boy under their wing, Mr. Green. Shout out to Mr. Green. And because mentors have helped me greatly, I was like, how do I give a blueprint, or at least the knowledge that I do have, how do I give it to the world so it can impact them and help them? And so 3 levels of influence. You can go to lesthomassenior.com. Something plug. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
No, but I wanted him to talk about that because, like, one of the biggest things that both of us do is mentor not only the next generation, who is important, a pivotal piece of our future, our society, is making sure they always have a listening ear and guidance, but also to leaders. Like, we lead leaders. And so many of you are listening. You are leaders. So that's how I know you're going to leave this place impacted today. But I want him to talk about that because I want you to know what's accessible to you. It is a tool to add into your toolbox that can really help you level up your life.
One thing I was going to say about it is a lot of times when it comes to men especially, we think about mentors when it comes to just like business. And I'm here to tell you that I believe a life mentor is more important than a business mentor. because you can accomplish everything in the world on the business end, but if your personal life suck or you don't have any guidance, what does it matter? It doesn't matter at all. Like it means nothing if you're very successful, right? But your marriage is suffering or your relationship with your kids is suffering. But if you had that voice in your life to help give you direction, you know what I'm saying? You are a sailboat. Be a sailboat. But if you ain't got no wind, it don't matter. That has no value. I don't care if you got $1 million sailboat. That bad boy gonna sit right there and let that wind blow. You need some people to blow in your life. Come on, somebody.
Air horn. So, I mean, I just appreciate that. And one of the things I want to say is, you know, many of you have found me and even began to follow the journey because of another mentor of mine, another brother, another friend. That's none other than shout out to you, man, Mr. Trent Shelton. And many of you know the connection we've had, and you've seen us work together, speak together. So that's how a lot of you found me. So shout out to you for finding me. But what
up, Trent?
Hey, brother. What you don't know, though, is how that came about. And that is through this mentor connection. He talked about not just business, but just personally. And I was navigating the transition that you guys know. And I transitioned from vocational ministry, and I was stepping into the dream, and it was scary, and I didn't know what to do. And I really believed I could do something special, but I didn't know who to go to and how to go to. And I had all these ideas. So I run it by somebody. If you don't have people in your life and in your circle that you can process, bounce things off with, then you are asleep. You need to wake up. You got to have the right people in your circle that you can really process with and that will be honest with you and help you. So I'm laying it on the table, and I got two options. I'm going this route with this public speaker professional. I'm going this route with this public speaker professional. And so I run it by him. What do you think? This one is more this way. This one will benefit me this way. And he said, bro, that's cool and that's cool. But like, are you sure that's your only options? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, haven't you met this guy Trent? Like,
it's only one person you talked about prior to that conversation. It's only one person that you were doing everything that you could just to meet this guy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, why go through these other avenues, which they're cool, and it's not like they can't help you, but there's a difference between a personal connection and a business connection. And with them, it would have been a business connection. And of course, they would have saw your raw talent that you have and your gift. And it's a possibility that maybe they would have grabbed you. But here's the thing. They got a bunch of people coming after them, but it was one guy that impacted you personally. And I'm like, man, won't you just hit him up? You know what I'm saying? At that time, you didn't even know they had a program or that you could.
I didn't know that was a possibility. And you told me how to do it. You were like, hit him up, offer to sow a seed into his ministry.
Yep.
So all that stuff I be telling y'all about offering, coming with hands open, for how I can give, what I can give, and what I can offer and how I can serve. Like all of that came from this dude. So many of you have him to thank for even some of everything that's happened. And I know he not the type of guy. Look at him over here acting like this, but he really would tell you the same things. He would give you everything you need to sharpen your own axe so that you can grow and so that you can become that which you are meant to become. So salute to you, man.
Let me say something about that.
Say something about it.
Well, here's the thing, man. We got many pathways in life, right? Ooh. And the thing is, a lot of times we take the pathway that we think is best for us, based off of the world and what they think, right? The world would have said, oh, you should go to this because they got X, Y, Z. They teach boom, boom, boom. But purpose, last time I checked, bring fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? And so your purpose was connected to Trent. Your purpose wasn't connected to them. Because Trent, if I'm not mistaken, you know what I'm saying? Like you was clamoring to get in a car and asking Sean Johnson, shout out to Sean Johnson.
Sean C. Johnson,
you know what I'm saying?
Salute.
Just because, I mean, shout out to Sean. We love you, Sean. We love your music.
Yes.
But there was a guy named Trent Shelton that was going to be there that Marcus wanted to meet.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And so I'm like, man, just hit him up. And the seed, when you come to someone, especially someone like Trent, you got to think about, they got thousands of people coming after them. And a lot of people want stuff free.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. The pain that Trent has endured, the pain that Marcus has endured has come with a price. They have lost a lot of stuff. They have shed many tears. They have wanted to give up. They wanted to quit. They wanted to do all these things. And you walk to this man and say, can I have you as much as I want to for free? I mean, you know, it's like it's not a business sale thing, but what it does is it shows honor and respect. I honor the platform you have. I respect who you are. So let me bring this gift. Let me bring this seed. Again, it's not about, I'm not making it a money thing. It's just an honor thing because you all got a lot of people clamoring to get your attention. So the thing is like, what's going to make you different than anyone else? Just, hey, I want to give you this because I believe in you and I believe in me. It's a believing. It's a two-way street. So anyway, I just want to say that, man. I mean, like it was obvious what you should do, and look at how it worked out for you. You know what I mean,
dude? It don't even seem real. I had an episode. Those of you who listening, you know, a couple episodes ago, I actually pulled up in here on my phone the first email I sent of what my goals were. I sent my goals to Trent. He asked for them.
Yeah, and
I started crying on this dang podcast because of everything on that list I had checked off.
Wow.
And, like everything I initially sent him, I checked it off. And
so you wrote it down when it was just a dream, when it was a thought. You wrote it down before you even had the opportunity to do it. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm telling you, I put it on paper and it became real.
Man, that's a message to everyone out there. Put it on paper. Don't just leave it in your mind and your heart. Deion Sanders talked about, this is what he said. Let me tell you what Deion Sanders said.
What'd he say?
This is what Uncle Deion said.
Let's go.
He said, many people dream while they sleep. He said, I dream while I'm awake. And the reason he said that is because he said when you dream when you sleep, you can't remember, you can't recount everything that happened in your sleep. But when you dream when you awake, woo, you can create a plan. You can then have a purpose. You can have a vision. You can have a mission. So you mean to tell me, Marcus Black, that you wrote it down?
Wrote it down.
You even had
wrote
the
it
dream
down.
of doing it? Come on, somebody, man.
That really was a pivot. Like,
yeah.
It didn't hit me until because I had seen the email like the day before, but when I was reading it, because of who I'm talking to, because I'm talking to you, and I need you to understand what's possible in your life, as I'm telling you, like what I just dreamed of and how it became a reality, like it just hit me on a whole different level. So listen, this was for free. This ain't even what we came to tell you, but I need you to understand, like, there's a reason this guy has attained the level of success he has in all of the areas. This is a TEDx speaker, by the way. This is a TEDx speaker. Listen, like he can teach you not only about life, not only about family, not only like an author. Like, come on, like, and just being honest, people that come from where we come from. Like, we took a test called the ACE test. It stands for Adverse Child Experiences. You can look it up. Yeah. You can take it yourself. It's only 10 questions. But people who score a 4 or above are destined for early death, prison, and just a horrible life. And so, what was your score? I think I know.
Bruh, mine was a 9, bro.
A 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10.
And I was an 8 out of 10. We're not supposed to be where we are,
at all.
Number one, but the world can't define that because God had other plans.
Come on now, somebody.
And then we had to make some choices, some difficult choices. We had to make some sacrifices. There's some things that we had to do, and so we want to help equip you to do those things. You thinking about it, it's time to stop thinking about it and start being about it.
Being about it. Life is all about choices, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever choice you make, you're going to eat the fruit of it, the good and the bad. So make sure you're making them right choices towards your destiny. Come on. Because you know it. You know what your destiny is. Mm-hmm. You know what your purpose is. A lot of times we just try to run from it, or we try to do the whatever the going thing is, the thing that everybody wants to do at that moment. Now, forget that, man. Do what you call to do. That's what brings, come on, man. You know what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, so we headed.
You know.
So we really want to give you something significant today. And then, honestly, every time we get on the phone, it could be a podcast. And I was like, bro, I'm tired of you because we meet on a regular, we break bread, we sharpen each other, we bounce things off each other. But I'm like, number one, like in Oklahoma, like everybody, this dude is Mr. Oklahoma. He might as well, but I'm not exaggerating. He being modest. We'll tag some of his stuff in the show notes so you can see, like, it's not a game. But I wanted y'all to know, too, as well. Like, I want you to be introduced. And so I put his where you can connect with him, where you can stay connected, where you can follow. Because every time we have a conversation, it literally could be a podcast. I'd be like, man, we could have recorded that. So I was like, nah, forget it, man. When can you come into the studio and we make it real? Y'all know, like, the reason I brought up Trent is because I don't even do guests. I've only had one guest in 5 seasons of this show, and that was Trent. So this is only the second guest I brought on this show. So you know, if I put somebody in front of you, I'm telling you, like, I'm giving everything I got so that you know this is a pivotal person of impact that not only impact my life, but is impacting the masses. So this conversation that we were having really got really good. And it really, the thing that struck me the most is just about, I guess I'll sum it up by saying, like, man, there's a lot of people who are really unhappy and depressed.
Yeah.
Unhappiness is at an all-time high. Depression is at an all-time high. People are out here miserable.
Yeah.
And they don't even really know why. And it's because everybody's just struggling and striving and straining and struggling and striving and straining, trying to become this situation and trying to become something, not realizing what actually leads to real inner peace, what leads to real fulfillment, what is real purpose really about. And we were having this conversation. So, like, what does that bring up to you?
Well, let me break it down. You're trying to scratch an itch and you can't get it. You know that part of your back that you just can't reach, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to try to invent stuff that you can get to. It's that scratch that, so here it is, you're trying to obtain all this success. And the things that you just named, depression and suicide and people having challenges, various challenges in life, a lot of them have accomplished a lot, Marcus. Mm-hmm. There's a lot they've accomplished. I mean, on the outside, people will say they are very successful, but they're miserable.
Yep.
Because the last time I checked, success doesn't bring fulfillment. Significance does. So let me share a story with you. This is what brought it up, me and Marcus. We were talking about the unfortunate, tragic situation that happened in Oklahoma, April 19th, 1995. I won't tell you how old I was at that time. However, there was a bombing here, Murrah Building.
Hold on. I was 9.
You were 9?
I was throwing it out.
Yeah,
there.
I'm not telling you how old I was.
I was 9.
Well, if you were 9, I was 2. So,
yeah.
So here's the thing. I'm sharing this story with Marcus, man, because my heart. I was talking to Waylon Cuban. Shout out to him, one of the mentors in my life,
master mentor.
And we was having this discussion, and I started sharing with Marcus about how when the bomb went off, within an hour or so, every police officer, every sheriff was called to the site. Right, it was all hands on deck to recover people. That's important. People are important, right?
Yeah,
so last time I checked, I mean, you got to get the people because, under the rubble, and I mean, it was really dangerous. So all hands on deck. Every single police officer in the metro area was there. Every part of the sheriff office was there. And there was one guy. One. When he got to the Murrah Building that was in shambles. See, this guy right here was an auto theft specialist. Somebody say it with me. Say auto theft specialist.
Auto theft specialist.
But right now he's on call to get people. When he arrived to the scene, they're getting instructions on what to do and where to go and how to be. They've been, how to be safe and all this stuff, all the safety things going on. While he was there, he saw a bumper that was across the street. Now, it's chaos everywhere. And obviously, no one else noticed this bumper. But because he was an auto theft specialist, his specialty is to notice things that we can't notice and things that we can't see. So he's asking about this bumper, and they're like, man, no, we got to go get the people. And he's like, the bumper. And they're like, the people. And he's like, the bumper. And so now imagine what people was thinking about him when he says that the significance that I have right now and what has my attention right now is I love people, but this bumper, something is different about that bumper. So my friends, when you're listening up, what I'm saying about that, and I haven't even finished it, but what I'm saying is sometimes other people are going to have an idea or a thought or a fact to them or a truth to them what you should be doing when you knowing that you should be doing something else. See, we out here people pleasing, man.
Uh-oh.
Don't be people pleasing, man. Be purpose pleasing.
Oh, snap.
Come on, man. Be purpose.
So what you're telling me is in your knower.
You know
but they know better. They know
better.
And they're pushing you this way and trying to shift your focus and telling you not to pursue this and not to think about that and don't go that way and don't take that step when you know God himself placed it in you. I've been trained for this. I've been equipped for this. This is what I do, and I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you, and they're like, no, you don't know. And you will question the very thing that God equipped and put you here to do because of them. Don't get me back
because
on them.
Because of them. And if this man would have listened to them, what I'm about to tell you next wouldn't have happened. This man saw the bumper. And I can only imagine, I don't know, I haven't talked to the people that was there with him, but I can only imagine they probably felt some type of way about him not wanting to go get the people and wanting to focus on his bumper. But he knew what he was called to do because he knew what his purpose was, right? Mm-hmm. And so because of this bumper, he goes to this bumper and he runs the number. He sends the everything has like a, what is it called? Like a little code on it or whatever.
Serial number.
Yeah, serial number. He sends the serial number in. And because this man, to shorten the story, because this man ran those numbers on the bumper, 160 people that passed away, unfortunately, in this building, their families had closure because that bumper led to the arrest. That bumper led to solving the case of who was responsible for the bomb.
Are you listening?
So because here's the thing. Listen, man. That bumper was the key piece, the key evidence that they needed to land and close this case. Now, that bumper, here's the thing. To everyone else, it was just a twisted bumper. To him, it was significant. Mm-hmm. Ooh! Come on.
Rewind.
To other people, you may just be a person.
Oh.
But to God, you're significant. You were born significant.
Yep.
Like you're trying to find it. You were born significant.
And I think you hitting the nail on the head. Like the most powerful thing about that man is that some people would think, oh, you just work with auto theft. Like that you got all these agents, federal agents. There was a federal building that got bombed here in Oklahoma City. Like that was a horrible situation, terrible. And so everybody's trying to focus on all these other things. And that man is like, you telling me the years, the blood, the sweat and tears that I have spent in preparing and equipping myself for this moment. I know that this is something, and it was something. And he didn't allow people who were better than him. He didn't allow people who were more significant than him with a higher title than him. It was no social media at the time, but with more clout or followers than him to make him feel less than about his gift that became a pivotal piece to bringing closure to a case. So what does that mean for you? Stop. What is it that you're actually, are you walking in purpose? Are you focused on living your purpose in your lane? Or are you looking at everybody else, listening to everybody else, and just running around like a chicken with the head cut off and wondering why you have no peace? Wondering why your soul is weary. You are tired. You just trying to do this and do that. Well, they said, but they said, and they think. And you already know inside you shouldn't be doing none of that because ain't none of that in alignment with your call and your purpose. But here you are tired and ready to throw in the towel. And I done told y'all, throw it if you want to. I'm going to throw it back.
I'm going to throw it back
Ain't
too.
no throwing in the towel.
Nope. And so the thing is, when you don't operate in your gift, your talent, and your purpose, you are robbing the world. You are robbing the world. When you do not do what you're called to do, when you chase success, if it's not part of your purpose, you are robbing the world. That is an illegitimate way trying to meet a legitimate need. Come on, somebody. I'm going to say that again. That is an illegitimate way trying to meet a legitimate need. And the need is for you to give the world you, not them, what they say, not what your parents say, not what your brothers say, not what everybody else say. You to give the world. The world is just waiting for you to show up and say, I'm here. The world is waiting for you. So show up, show out. And again, I know what this man was dealing with at that time this was a good thing. This was a great thing. This was the honorable thing. We need to go get the people. And here's the thing. He still did that.
Yep.
But he had to go to the bumper first. So when someone else needs you and they're trying to pull you away from your purpose, that doesn't mean you can't go back to them.
Yeah.
You just got to take care of this first.
Yep.
Come on, somebody.
You know, he could have went and tried to be the person who uncovered the most bodies and be the hero that way. He could have went and said, let me just discover as many people as possible so that I can get a medal, a badge, a first responder honor. I can get on the news. And that's what a lot of us are doing. A lot of us see opportunities to sacrifice who we really are, and our morals, our values, our purpose, just so we can get a couple of likes. We're selling everything, our entire hearts and souls for some likes and some shares and some followers. That man could have did that. He said, forget that. I'm about to go get this bumper because I know that's what I was put here to do. What is it that you were put here to do? What is it that you were sent to accomplish? Because listen, you can't be me. You can't be me. And you can't be Les Thomas Sr. I can't be Les Thomas Sr. But we cannot be you. We can't be you. There's only one you in the entire universe that was tasked, that was born at the time, given the story, given the adversity, the struggles, the ups, the downs, all of it was given to you to steward, to give that pain and story a purpose so that you can go and do what you were put on the planet to do. But if you keep focusing on what everybody else is supposed to be doing, if you keep running after trying to figure out how to get those followers and those people, there are people with no followers that is living their purpose and happy as can be, and they are providing for their family. They are creating massive
Let's break
things
it down
in the
even
world.
more.
Let's go.
There's people that's making $35,000 a year that is fat, happy, and successful and just having a beautiful life or whatever because they're doing what they're called to do. Let's say if someone called to be a teacher.
Yep.
We know teachers don't make a lot of money, and teachers should make more money. Shout out to all the teachers. Shout out to the teachers. We love y'all.
We work in the schools.
We work we love y'all. But here's the thing, if that's part of their calling, and they walk in and they have a long day, right? They start early in the morning, and when they get off work, it's not over because they got to grade all the papers. They got to do all the work. Not only that, they babysitting some baby kids, and they having to take care. They having to be dad, mom, uncle, mentor to kids every day. They having to take care of your kids. You know how your kids are at home. So listen, they having to do that every day. But if they feel called to that, you know how many teachers are satisfied? Yes, they would like more, but they're satisfied because they're operating in purpose. And a lot of people will look at a teacher and say, well, that's 35, that's 40,000 or whatever a year. You know what, in Oklahoma anyway, I know it's different places. Ain't no way I can do that. Well, you ain't supposed to do that because that ain't what you called to do. You may have a person that's on a dumpster truck right now, a trash man, that's loving his job. He loves being outside, and he loves feel like he's helping the world by cleaning it up. And guess what? You'll look at him, that man, and judge him, be like, he only has 5 followers on Instagram. Man don't care about no followers.
It's not about that.
It's not about that.
So what we are trying to give you is freedom. Honestly, we're trying to give you freedom. Because if you really think about everything we're saying, you think about the story, there's something that you're chasing. And if what you're chasing is not the pursuit of the purpose that you were born with in service to fulfilling your mission on the planet, then you just spending sideways energy. You just here. And honestly, it is a recipe for unfulfillment. You will have a hole in your heart and the pit of your soul forever until you stop long enough to really think about what it is you're sent here to do, and you spend all your energy and effort on doing that. Like me and this dude talk about it. Like we've had different jobs. He worked in the military. He's worked here. He's worked there. He's worked in this organization. I've worked at this church, this organization. It don't matter where you work. It's not about that. It's not about the placements. Purpose is about you taking everything you've learned. It's about taking everything you know, and it's about taking what you have been equipped and called to do and walking that out. And that's where you're going to make a tremendous impact and find fulfillment.
Man, I just want to talk to the people right now that's
Talk
just
to 'em,
saying,
bro.
like,
Talk to
let me
'em.
just talk to y'all
Get a
real
tight
quick,
Zoom.
man. Here's the thing, man. There's many people that's saying, y'all keep talking about purpose. You keep talking about purpose. You keep talking about purpose. Like, I can't find my purpose. I've been looking for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. What is my purpose? I'm here to tell you the answer is right up under your nose. What are you passionate about? See, I've counseled so many people that say, Les, you're doing this, you're doing that, but what is my purpose? And my simple question to them is, what are you passionate about? Your passion will lead you to your purpose.
Yep.
But many times we look at our passion and we say, well, that won't bring money, or that won't bring what the world says successful, or that right there won't bring this accolade. It's not about none of that. It's about, what are you passionate? Are you passionate about kids? Go coach.
Yep.
You like sports?
Yep.
Go coach.
Yep.
Go be a teacher. What are you passionate about? It's like that trash man might be passionate about cleaning up this earth.
Yep.
What are you passionate about? And in your passion, you will find your purpose. And one of my great mentors, our great mentors as well, was Les Brown, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he has a saying that he's been rocking with for decades, and that is, the graveyard is the wealthiest place.
Yeah.
Because so many people die with their purpose and their passion. They never fulfill it. They never even try to pursue it. Pursue it.
Yep.
If you don't have this, you got that. If you don't have this money, you got that.
Yep.
You have a mouth, you have a hand. Man, let's take it back to what you said earlier. You can't tell me you can't get a piece of paper and a pen. Start there. Write it out. Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision, make it plain. How can somebody run with your vision if you don't write it out for them? They shouldn't have to write it down for you. You write it down for them so they can run with it. I'm looking at you. I know.
Pouring right into your soul. So listen, this is a whole masterclass right now, a workshop. Okay, so I'm passionate about this, but I got this job, I got this family, I got all these responsibilities. I don't have time to make my dream a reality. How is it that you are making your dream a reality when there's no time? And honestly, first of all, I'll tell you, you make time for what's important to you. You will make time. If I told you to meet me at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning and I was gonna give you 100,000, you're gonna be there 9:59 because that's gonna be important to you because that's something that you value. So the question is, do you value yourself enough and your dream enough in order to make it a priority and make time for it? The next thing is, listen, the dream don't work unless you do. The dream. So like, knowing what you're passionate about is the first step. But if you want to make it real, you take that, you put it on paper. And I can't tell you how many times me and this dude has sat down and had strategy sessions. We done sat in libraries all day and just been writing stuff. Before we sat and talked before both of our books was done. That was the idea. We sat and spent the whole day in downtown Oklahoma City in the library just writing out what those books would look like. And now
you better preach, boy. You better preach.
We're both best-selling authors now, but we made time for it, and we ain't know how to do it.
Didn't know how to do it.
But not knowing how to make your dream a reality is not an excuse in the world of information. We live in the age of information where YouTube, Google, all of this will teach you anything you want to know. We be researching all the time. You be like, hey, I found this over here. I found this. I did this. I watched these videos. And just bounce it back and forth. You have the right people in your circle. They will inspire you and hold you accountable to make this dream a reality. And then you can find full heart and soul fulfillment.
Yeah, you got to share your vision and your dream with other people. Got to. You know what I'm saying? You don't harbor it by yourself. Don't keep it inside your chest and your heart. Other people, listen, man, there's counsel, there's wisdom and amongst people when you have other people at the table or other people you can bounce things off of. But I also want to say this, though, like when we talk about time, the other day, someone was talking to me about, I'm personally called to impact the next generation. And someone said to me, man, Les, I wanted to ask you to do this, but I know you're real busy and I am a busy man. But you know what my response to them was?
What's that?
I'm never too busy for my purpose. I'm never too busy for what I'm called to do. And if I'm called to impact the next generation, I will make time for what I'm called to do. So you may be working a 60-hour job. What about that 2 hours you spending scrolling on Instagram, on TikTok? Man, just take an hour of that. If you're spending an hour on that, just take 30 minutes. Man, shoot, take 15 minutes to work towards where you want to be.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because listen, what you give your time and attention to will control you.
Exactly.
And grow you.
Yep.
So who you want to grow into?
Listen, slow steps are better than no steps. So even if you just put a little, like, we
say that again. Hold on. No. Say that again. Say that again.
Slow steps are better than no steps. So you got to start moving towards that which you want. And listen, we had this whole entire conversation because this entire show is filled with leaders, thought leaders, entrepreneurs, people who have dreams but haven't quite taken a step. Some of you is already stepping, but you want to start big stepping. And some of you is out here and you just like hit a lid at your level of success and you want to go to the next level. And so we wanted to remind you, refocus you, help you recalibrate to get your mind, focus, and energy where it should be. So we're getting ready, like it's this. Getting ready to land this plane, and y'all will let me know, man. Send me some, like, share this, like, record your favorite part, post it on Instagram, do whatever you want to do, tag him in it, and then if y'all want him back, let him know, let me know, we can have another conversation. But what would you say, parting thoughts, like, as they get ready to depart from us, from this listening, but never from our presence, what would you say to the people?
This is what I would say. I would say something that hadn't been said.
Uh-oh.
And that is order. What have you lost because you're chasing success?
Ooh.
Are you mishandling the things that has been entrusted to you, like family, your wife, your husband, your kids, your home, your mentees, family members, God, whatever you believe in? Do you have those things in order before you even try to run for success? Because a lot of times we want that success because that's the glamour. But I could tell you from personal experience that I almost lost my family because I was chasing success.
Ooh.
So that's why in my bio, it makes sure you know that my greatest accomplishment by far is my wife and my kids. Because it was a man that didn't know how to lead, that started trying to lead, then started leading the wrong way and started climbing this mountain of his own life without his family. I don't know about you, but I ain't trying to climb no mountain and I have nobody to high five.
Ooh.
What fun is in that? Ain't no fun in that. So you got to take people with you, and this is what I would say. Order. Chase your dreams, write it out, but make sure you have order and make sure you keep the main thing, and take care of the things you need to take care of while you're going for success. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sorry to say this to you, but all those people applauding you on social media, that's what they are. They are people. They are people that most of them you will never see, you will never personally talk to. So why would I take away from those that I got to face every day to try to please these people over here that I never see?
Woo!
If it don't align with your purpose, give it the deuces, brother and sister. You want to talk some more now?
That's real. So like I would say this with that, I want you to know, like, you got to ask yourself the question, am I chasing the world's version of success, or am I walking in significance? Because that's what the challenge today is, for you to walk in significance. The challenge today is to identify with crystal clear clarity what you really want, and then understand why you want it. And why you want it has to be about furthering the world, the mission for which you were put on the planet to achieve, and starting with the people inside your house first, serving them, and then the world in priority. And then you can go and do something special. You can do something special. You can accomplish something great. You can go and build the life that you love to live. You can create a legacy that outlasts you, and you can do everything you were put on the planet to do. So get up and go do it. Because you can.
Let's go. You gotta do the hat, bro.